The 11th days till Lawrence, and I still cannot decide.
Most curators will show you a fan stack and pretend they have already figured it out. I'm not doing that. I'm the 11 days out from my first championship event, and I'm still wrestling with the mill. Here are the actual decisions, the tradeoffs, and where I'm stuck. Because if you're milling a deck too, this is what it actually looks like. By the end of this video, you see the two archetypes I'm weighing, the specific cards I can't decide on, and the one matchup that is driving every choice. Stay to the end because I'm asking for your input. What will you build? Alright, and this, now we have two options. Now this is my purple white destiny that I kind of mill up from two decks, so that's something that'd be very less interesting. I might be modifying this. Strengths are I now have the 4 info Gundams, the 4 bass info Gundams, and the 4 freeums. Uh, Weaknesses is that I'm waiting for the Destiny one, so I might decide to sneak in a couple of Destinies. I might want to add in a one or not one or two more pilot characters. I have it up to 3 more pilots, and also maybe Saints out one of the strikes for a other free that is really special on that one. Option B, this is a red white hybrid deck of everything. Most of this is a strike is the C set with some armor with some cards that are very marked there as well. That's on that there as well. This was my deck before the Purple Prison Silence. And some of these cards might be good for my Destiny deck, but I do know that I do want to build the meta according to a good deck and the meta there. There might be one or two there might be a pilot car and maybe one or two UN cars there that will be absolutely good for me. Now, why can't I just pick one and move on? Well, one is that one is most of the cars I kind of figure out in a store tournament, and it's very new, and to be at the store tournament and figure it out. And also, if they see I mismatch a whole bunch of 2x onto 2-star decks into the set. Most of the professionals, most of the people that are already playing it do figure it out. So I need to adjust that for my strategy there as well. Now, what Purple Person taught me? Cards that perform above expectations during the zones are usually the freedom with the suppression, so that's really good, especially if you want to take away 2 seals. The card I took out was Mustard. That was not mad with a character with that name Molocker. Those were the ones I used for the seals, and however, the reason why I'm taking those out is that those are conditional markers and they don't have any special trash cards there as well. Now, the cards I want to bring forward into the competitive build, some of them are on the CD04 release event. That's there as well. The pilot I want to put into this set, the 2 pilots I want to put into this set One of them is from my other deck, which is a Call You the Author. That one's very good because when the unit's white, it names the locker. And the unit I want to take in there is a free and unknown. In fact, I'll just show you that free and unknown that I want. Not this free and unknown meteor, but because that's a triple ship alliance, not this. Not this free and unknown, but it's not bad. It's that's a level 7, and also it's a marker alrighty. That's something there as well. Anyways, if I was going to add 2 cards from this deck, to this deck, one of them would be a Call You the Author, and this Freedom. I know this isn't a link with Kira Yamato, but link this to Never. You just ain't a. Now there is 4, 6, 5 of the Destiny Freedom, the Destiny Freedom unknowns. Our markers need this to ever you destinate a 5th freedom blocker. That's really good. And also, this marker has a little bit of a side effect because when this freedom is rested, friendly seals can't receive mild damage from enemy units. So, it's telling them, hey, do this part as well. So, we can force them to play our hands. So that's something that will be interesting. So now if it was a Master 3, I was going to get some of this out and some of this there as well. Now one pilot I wanted the cars I want to add into there are 1 unit, and one of the 1 unit, a level 7 unit, and one of the pilots. The pilot I wanted to add is Numaria Hawk. She's kind of a self-sacrifice, and especially when you play 4 sins, having a couple of Numarias in the deck is going to be absolutely a good part, because you can actually say, hey, go to me for damage. You can keep Sin alive on a return, so that's a good insurance policy as well. Damage defector. Kinda a little bit of a Call but she doesn't name the locker. She does give me the hits type deal. Self-sacrifice, that's a good part there as well. As what you're saying, flipping over a resource to active, this do extra moves for there as well. Also, the other one is the Destiny Unknown is the most powerful unit that Sin ever faces in Destiny. So if that card is in there, it'll be really interesting in the game. And it can really change principles of how the strategy works. Also, I can tell you there probably be 2 probably you want to put in a couple of those in there, and also I'm going to put as many of those. I'm going to put in 2 destinies in my deck, but I might. I can only get 1 of the destinies in here. I'll just run as there as well. But here is the actual problem. There is 1 matchup in the meta that can easily change this my answer. Is this that operator at Lawrence? I had to go round 8, and now Austin B wins. Nami in Spain. The meta matchup problem. What that is the right decision? Well, blue purple is the most dangerous. So a red white deck is especially weak. purple white deck is a little bit weaker, but I can make up with some of the mistakes right now as well, because a blue purple is aggressive in the early meta. Because here's the thing, if you run through a lot of their cars, this purple white might be there as well. But this purple white is a lot more easier to accomplish, because this purple white is a trash meta, because it goes, because I can play cards from my deck, and I can play cards, select cards from my trash, giving them a loopy meta. How East Armstrong fares against it? Well, if I put a blue purple against a red white, it will smoke it very well. Not even a mass on that, and I need, because red's perfect offense, white's perfect defense. That's not very good in that meta. The purple white is very good, because I can perfectly fit it in there as well, and I can defend the Hail Mary there as well as there. Now, why I say for the next 7 days to decide is the release at the GD04 preview. See if my favorite cards are going to go into that meta to build very well, and also this week there as well. Now, Sunday Haze is the test run, so I'm going to do that as some of the cards I did for CD04 and see what the meta is. It did me very well. Now, fast spots I am still stuck on. There's 3 or 5. There's the original level 6 5 freedom from CD03 is something that I want to put in there. I also want to put in a card user also if I put that one in there. There's a 5th marker. Also earns me a other marker on the strikes that I managed to stay in the deck, because those can become R1, this R1 main effects, and also a other marker there as well on that edition. And also it gives a additional opening for a Kira in that edition as well. New Maria Hawk is very much a non-Nodosa air, because you probably need sacrifices on her as well. And Destiny, the trade-offs is I had to take away one of my level 2 or level 3 cards. There's known to be, I can make those especially harder for the meta to be there as well. So these decisions are not small decisions, so each one will sift up the mashup map. Now, the lock date is Sunday, April the 26th at the Haze. At this be 6 birthdays to test, attach, and commit. Drop your input in the comments. What would you build? Tomorrow, right now, the number 1 show that matters more with art is a which deck I pick. Resource management. Subscribe so you don't miss it.